And here's what I know about ISSB.
Imagine an investor evaluating a company. Sustainability data is now a primary indicator of financial health, influencing the movement of capital across every major global market. But there is a glaring problem. When that investor tries to compare how different multinational companies handle the exact same climate risks, the data breaks down. Because there is no shared standard, accurate across-the-board comparison is practically impossible. This diagram illustrates the alphabet soup of reporting. One company uses GRI, another follows ISSB, others report through the TCFD. This means a single multinational corporation often reports under multiple conflicting frameworks simultaneously. Because these disjointed datasets cannot communicate with one another, global markets are often blind to compounding climate risks. When the numbers do not line up, the information cannot be used to effectively price risk or allocate capital.
With sustainability's financial relevance now established, the systemic focus has shifted to a technical bottleneck: comparability. Pressure on regulators reached a peak as physical climate events, from severe weather damaging infrastructure to sudden resource shortages, began disrupting supply chains and asset valuations in real time. Investors needed a way to price these cross-jurisdictional risks accurately. Without a universal baseline to standardize the incoming data, the system required a structural intervention to stabilize the flow of reporting. In 2021, during the COP26 climate conference, the IFRS Foundation stepped in to address this fragmentation. They announced the creation of the International Sustainability Standards Board, or the ISSB. Its objective was to build a globally comparable baseline for corporate sustainability disclosures. To avoid adding yet another layer to the existing reporting chaos, the board acted as an aggregator rather than a new competitor.
The IFRS consolidated several existing initiatives into the ISSB structure, merging major frameworks like the CDSB and the Value Reporting Foundation. This new baseline adopted the four-pillar structure originally developed by the TCFD: governance, strategy, risk management, and metrics and targets. By folding the largest existing frameworks into a single board, the IFRS converted a fragmented landscape into a unified system designed for direct integration with financial markets. The first operational outputs of this baseline are two specific standards: IFRS S1 and IFRS S2. S1 establishes the general sustainability disclosure requirements, while S2 focuses specifically on climate-related risks. They are designed to be used in tandem. This maps single materiality. Notice the data flow points inward. Environmental events are evaluated strictly by how they impact the company's financial position.
The system filters this, prioritizing information that influences investment decisions, focusing solely on enterprise value. This approach required high technical precision during the development process. The ISSB refined its terminology to ensure its definitions of materiality aligned with the official language used in IFRS financial accounting. By narrowing the regulatory scope to financial relevance, the ISSB created a tool for investors to price enterprise value against specific real-world climate risks. The ISSB must navigate a global landscape where different regions maintain distinct economic and societal priorities. Europe, for example, uses the ESRS framework. Their regulations are built on double materiality, which expands the scope of reporting. This comparison shows the structural difference. While the ISSB tracks how the environment affects the company, the ESRS also tracks how the company affects the environment and society. One uses a one-way arrow, the other uses two.
The peer review process helped refine both the precision and structure of the analysis.
One important point concerned the terminology around enterprise value and the need for more precise wording aligned with IFRS materiality language.
Additional feedback also improved the explanation of how IFRS S1 and IFRS S2 work together, and clarified the relationship between ISSB and the IASB within the IFRS foundation structure. This process demonstrated that sustainability regulation depends heavily on precision, comparability, and transparent referencing. China represents another path. There, sustainability disclosure is often integrated into state-driven industrial and climate policy strategies, serving a different set of national objectives. This raises a question. Can one global financial baseline satisfy all of these different political and economic agendas? Because these jurisdictions are solving different philosophical problems, full global harmonization, where every country uses the exact same rules, may be an unrealistic expectation. But the value of the ISSB does not rely on erasing these regional differences or dominating local frameworks. Instead, the ISSB functions as a global reporting anchor. It acts as a translation layer, connecting differing regional systems like Europe and China. This is interoperability. It allows disparate frameworks to communicate critical risk data, even while underlying priorities remain separate. By providing a transparent baseline language, the ISSB establishes a shared infrastructure for capital markets. This evolution in reporting ensures that even as regional priorities differ, sustainability data remains a permanent, integrated component of global financial governance.